English has a lot of confusing words, especially those that sound almost similar. Today's pair of words are THEN then and THAN than, and they sound almost similar as they are just a letter apart. So while writing these words, one has to be very confident about their usage. Today we'll learn the differences between the pair then and than and how to use them in written sentences correctly and never mix up again. Hello, I'm Seema from Edufinite. Learning the difference between then and than will clear the dilemma, and using them correctly in written sentences will enhance your writing skills. So are you ready? Without much ado, let's begin. So today's pair of words is than and then. And let's see where and when to use them. So first we'll look into their meanings and then we'll make sentences with them. First, the meanings. Then. This is THEN, then. And it functions mainly as an adverb. That means what? As an adverb means it will add more meaning to the verb or maybe an adjective or maybe to an adverb itself. And also it functions sometimes as an adjective. Okay. Now, what is its meaning? As an adverb, it is used to indicate something relating to time or consequence. So how do you remember then? Then you remember as time, related to time. So THEN, so there is an E, and with time TIME, there is an E. So you remember it that way. Then is related to time. Okay. Now the next meaning is when we use as an adjective. It is used to refer to something that was true in the past but not now. So something that was true before but is not applicable now, then we use that word then, and then that word then is used as an adjective. Okay, now we come to than, THAN, and it is a conjunction and sometimes used as a preposition too. Now what is its meaning? As a conjunction, it is used to introduce the second part of an unequal comparison. So we usually use it to compare one thing with the other. So when we compare two things, one with the other, then we use this word than. And what is a conjunction? A conjunction is a word that connects two clauses or maybe two coordinates in a clause. And what is a preposition? A preposition is a word that connects the noun or the pronoun of a sentence to a verb or an adjective. Okay, now, so as a conjunction, than, what does it do? It does some comparison. So here you can understand THAN. So A, you can relate with comparison, PA. So A and A. So than is comparison and then is time. So this way you can differentiate the two. Okay. Now, as a preposition, it is used to state a number or a quantity that is above or below another number or quantity. So when we compare two quantities, one which is above or below that certain another number that we are stating, then we use this preposition than and we compare. So we see that then is related with time and than is related with comparison. Okay, now let's make sentences. Raj eats his breakfast and then he goes to his office. So this is again relating to time. First he'll have his breakfast and then he'll go to his office. So here we use THEN, then. So there is no comparison. It's relating to time. So remember that. It's then. Okay, next. Now, if we say the same sentence, like we have to change it a little to make a comparison. So how do we do that? Raj eats his breakfast, which he enjoys more than any other meal. So any other meal of the day, be it lunch, be it dinner, or maybe the evening time snacks, whatever it is, if you compare that with breakfast, so there's the comparison, we are using than. So Raj eats his breakfast and he enjoys it, which he enjoys more than any other meal. So this is how we use than. Than is comparison, then is time. Okay, the next sentence. If my shuttle doesn't arrive in time, then I will be in trouble. So this is again consequence. The time or consequence. If it does not arrive in time, what will happen? The consequence will be, I will be in trouble. Okay. Now, if we have to say it as a comparison, then if we have to use than, so what do? If my shuttle doesn't arrive in time, I'll take a cab rather than walk down to the office. So, right in the morning when I'm fresh, I don't want to walk down to office, and, I feel walking down to office, will make me, maybe I'll sweat or maybe I'll become a little, I won't remain as fresh. So I prefer to take a cab and go to the office. So see, here comes the comparison. That what will I do? I'll take a cab rather than walk down. So cab and walking down, these two we are comparing. And the one that we prefer, we keep before than. And the one that we don't prefer, we keep it after than. So if my shuttle doesn't arrive in time, I'll take a cab rather than walk down to office. Okay, the next sentence. I will complete my work, then feed my pet, and then will join you at the mall. So this is again series of events, consequences or series of events, or this is again related to time. There is no comparison over here. So what will I do? I'll complete my work. Then I have my pet, I have to feed my pet, and then only I'll be able to join you at the mall. There is another sentence. We lived in Shillong then. So again, it's time related. We lived in Shillong then before we moved to Kolkata. So before we moved to Kolkata, we were living in Shillong. So we lived in Shillong then before we moved to Kolkata. So there is no comparison. Again, time related, affair. So this is again then. Okay, the next set of sentences. My friend is supposed to join me for lunch. I have to complete all my chores by then. Again, that time. By the time she arrives, I have to complete my work. So, my friend is supposed to join me for lunch and I have to complete all my chores by THE and then. Time related. So, not than, then. Okay, the next one. You cannot cast your vote if you are younger than 18 years of age. As I told you, if you have a number, then what happens? You have to use than. There is again comparison. Younger than or older than. So this comparison, if you are younger than 18 years, that means if you are less than 18 years of age, you'll not be able to cast your vote. So THAN, comparison than. I would rather have a dumb companion than stay all by myself. Again, comparison. A dumb companion is better than staying all alone. So again, comparison too. So THAN, than. I would rather have a dumb companion than stay by myself. Okay, the next one. If you have too many chocolates now, then you won't be able to have your dinner. So consequence. So if you eat too many chocolates now, maybe I'm telling a small kid, your tummy will be full, and when it will be dinner time, you will then deny having any dinner. So if you have too many chocolates now, then you won't be able to have your dinner. Okay, the next one. Rita was awarded by the then governor of the state. So here, then governor. What does this mean? Then. Here, then is functioning as an adjective. It's not functioning as an adverb. It's functioning as an adjective. So the governor who was then governor, that means governor, whoever was the governor when Rita got the award is not there anymore as a governor. So to express that, we have used Rita was awarded by the then governor of the state. Next we have the World Cup tournament starts in less than 2 months' time. So again, less than. As I told you, something related to time, less than, more than, younger than, older than. So there, when there is comparison, we always use THAN, than. Okay. Now, since this is a little confusing, I have a small quiz. So let's go through it and see how much we have understood. Okay, before the quiz, Let's look into some phrases which are formed with the help of then and than. Every now and then. So every now and then, it means it occurs sometimes. So you can say, I go to the market every now and then. Next phrase is just then, which means suddenly. So I can say, as I was turning left, just then I heard a loud crash. The next phrase is until then, which means until the event spoken of occurred. So maybe I'm telling my son, we'll go out for a drive. Until then, study. Yes, mothers are, a bit daunting. Study, study, study. Okay. Now we'll look into certain idioms which are formed with the word than. Blood is thicker than water. So what does this mean? It means family is of utmost importance. So blood is thicker than water. Okay. The next one is better late than never. What does this mean? It means it's better to do something late than to never do it at all. Okay. The next one is the pen is mightier than the sword. So these three are all with than. So what does the pen is mightier than sword mean? It means that writing is more effective than violence. Okay. Now we'll move on to the quiz. Okay. My mother cooked the meal first and blank, she joined us to watch the match. So what do you think? This is what? There's no comparison. This is a consequence. First she has to cook the meal and then THEN. Then she joined. Mother first cooked the meal and then she joined us to watch the match. Okay, the next one is, you can't apply for driving license if you're younger blank 18 years of age. So again, there is comparison. So comparison means what? Yes, you've guessed it right, than. You cannot apply for driving license if you're younger than 18 years of age. The next one. We lived in Singapore blank before we moved to Delhi. So Singapore, when? In the past. So what do we say? Again, this time related. So then. We lived in Singapore then before we moved to Delhi. Next. I love ice cream more blank cold drinks. So again, comparison. So when it's comparison, A with A. So it's, yes, you've guessed it. You've guessed it right. It's than. So I love ice cream more than cold drinks. So yes, that's all for today. Hope the lesson was helpful. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section. I'll be back with a new video very soon. Till then, take care, stay safe, and be happy.